discussing the practicals of how we could, a lot of what has already been said about community gardens and just getting our hands in the ground and actually doing something. So we're talking about setting up practical community gardens, and one of the biggest things we haven't mentioned was there's many empty greenhouse spaces that have come to light that we know in the island that are not able to be knocked down or built on, so they're just there going derelict. So we were discussing the possibility of approaching some of those greenhouse owners to see if we could take on as a community greenhouse. And Claire was mentioning there's a project in Guernsey.
Yes, I think you probably all heard about the Edible Guernsey, or seen about it, where they've actually been beautifully gifted their greenhouse site, which used to be the old Guernsey Organics, and they've been given it for a 10-year lease. So I mean, if we could find that, we'd be laughing, I think. But otherwise, maybe we could get something at a subsidised or a cost which is doable for us to join in. So it's about really just being able to identify which greenhouses are out there, which ones might be viable, and asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Following in our sister's footsteps.
So the food that you grow in the, say what it happened, which sounds fantastic, the food that you grow in the greenhouse.
Yeah, how many families are involved? So there are, they've got a community garden going with a bunch of about 10 families, but the Edible Guernsey is separate, that is for the entire community. And so I asked the same question, yeah. So I don't know if it's really just the families that put in can take out, or whether people come and have an honesty box or chuck a bit of money in to take a few things. I really don't know, yeah, whether it becomes a communal hedge bed, you know, so everyone, I really don't know. And I suppose you don't have to copy them anyway.
The Victorian garden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the idea would be that it would be an area of space that was available to people who haven't got gardens, who want to just grow as a community, who want to have the social element of it. And we're also mentioning whether even some people might just like the idea and be happy to donate money, and other people want to donate their time, you know. So there's lots of different
It's a choice.
options within it.
Things like mental health, it's great for education.
Yeah.
There's so many
great for kids.
boxes it ticks.
So you can have a, you know, they could, people who don't have the time to grow, but they want good quality food, then they prepare.
They want it now.
But they're also interested in their children probably learning how where it comes from.
For sure.
Yes.
Knowing what to
Education.
leave.
To be a central place to
But,
hold workshops and
Yes.
to get people talking about it and for kids to come and anyone to come, but as like an educational centre. Because there's lots of farms that people could go to on the island to learn, but there's no central place that, say the media or someone does come from another country to look, this could be a central hub that...
I've just
got
got
any
somewhere
thoughts where
else
that could
is
be?
the Amazing Maze.
You've got the
About
thoughts.
speaking to Christina Lefebvre, I don't know.
We talked about puts them and say it can be done, it's being
Oh, yeah.
done
Look at what
there.
we're doing, yeah.
So
and don't
we're trying to organise it.
Guernsey. Get on board
Yeah,
and celebrate it with them.
But I think that's what we're going to see, if we could get one of them to come over here so that they can
Yeah.
present to us and give us the actual nitty-gritty in their pros and cons and the good and bad, so that if we were to do it, we could actually present a ready-made plan, if you like.
Yeah.
So it's better than just saying we're thinking of this.
Yeah.
We can
Right.
say this is how we do
Together.
it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're just trying to organise if we can get someone over from Guernsey to.
Because Guernsey wants to be the best place to live by
By
2020.
That's dandelion.
It is.
Dandelion.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But that's my brother, so I could
My
contend
brother
that and
said-
say
Yeah.
Jersey. And it could be a simple.
And if, I think several of you have never heard of that. It's where the dairy cow originally came from, and between about 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, when they took the herds north from Europe, they mutated, probably because of the cold, probably because that they couldn't just feed on the grass. But the protein changed, the beta casein in the protein changed, and it's less digestible in the A1 cow than our milk is. So we have got an amazing quality of milk in the A2 cow.
Which
And
is the A2,
the Jersey, the Guernsey, the Maasai tribe, several African tribes have the A2, and New Zealand now have brought the A2 cow back in, the dairy cow back in since 2007 because of what was found by Professor. So I appreciate that there's also people that cannot drink homogenised milk. but they can drink unhomogenised milk and they can drink raw, unpasteurised milk. So there's a whole area there to, again,
Yeah.
keep selling.
No, amazing. Wonderful stuff. Brilliant.
It's been spoken about a little bit, I know, but we thought if you educate children in an interesting way with art, theatre, music, that sort of thing, you take it to the schools from, say, age 7 and 8 upwards in different ways. If you educate the children, they'll take it home, because children nag their parents a lot. They'll take it home, and then the parents who have no interest at the moment would learn what the children are learning. The children would then, I think, start insisting where their food came from, what it tasted like. So from making, so on a regular basis in the schools and making it interesting, I think the thing would really, really grow. You'd be amazed how much influence children have on their families. So we spoke about that a lot.
Then we broke it down, didn't we?
Then we started breaking it down, yes. So we said for 7 to 8-year-old, doing art, visual stuff, making, that catches their interest. You know, if they can see something, and they can see the health of the soil through drawing, painting, not just learning boring facts. And then we went into, and if they cooked some of the food, so if they grew alongside their artwork and theatre work, if they grew the food and took it home, we think they will educate their parents, and their parents are the ones that will then start moving into this movement. That was the basis of it.
So then we've also, the question came up, what's the vehicle to make this happen? You know, we need to get access to the schools, so that was a big question. How do we do that? Do we have teachers here that could get us the access? And the one that we came up was with the eco-active groups, because they're continually looking for new ideas, and maybe we can sort of like approach them unless someone else has any other better ideas. And because the soil, and this is the International Year of the Soil, as everyone probably knows by now, it's a fantastic opportunity really to get kids back into soil and to understand the differences between soil and dirt, and most importantly, sort of like working with it. And we just thought that would be great. We can look down microscopes and count the biology and do all that with the GCSE and A-level lot. There's huge opportunity. Count worms.
Count worms.
Count the bacteria, the
How much
fungi, the
fun is that?
microorganisms.
I used to love playing with worms as a kid. And it actually upsets me how a lot of parents are so